You prepared for this moment. You stayed up late, making sure every slide earned its place. You knew your content like the back of your hand. You walked in ready, and somewhere in the middle, you lost them. You could feel it. Their eyes glazing over, phones coming out, and the nodding that wasn't really nodding. It was them waiting for you to finish. Have you ever felt that in your chest? The moment when you could feel that you're losing your audience, but you feel helpless, hopeless. You just don't know how to turn it around. If that is you, then this session is for you. By the end of this session, you will know exactly what the difference is between people who present and people who connect. One just shares information, downloads information, the other connects with the audience, and as a result, transformation happens. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Most speakers are boring. The reason they are boring is not because they don't know their content. They know their content very well. It's not because they don't care. They do care. But somehow they think it is the audience's responsibility to connect, to understand, to pay attention. Here's what most speakers expect. I speak, you hear, you act. But we are human beings, not human doings. If I ask ChatGPT to prepare an email for me, within seconds I get an email. Imagine I walk to my son and ask, hey, can you help me prepare an email? What is going to happen? Is he going to do it at the next second? No, because he is a human being. It's not based on a command and a control where I say something and immediately he responds. It's going to take time. He's going to do it his way. So there is a difference between you connecting with ChatGPT and asking you to do something compared to connecting with a human being. One is transactional. The other one is transformational. Imagine your own children leaning in when you speak. Not because they have to, but because what you say resonates with them. Imagine your team members taking what you gave them and making something bigger, better, because somehow you brought hope and created possibilities in their head, and now they are working with great anticipation. Imagine someone who sees you and says, remember the conversation we had 2 weeks ago? Ever since that, I've been thinking about it, and here's the change that has happened because of it. You're going to be totally encouraged by it. Why? Because the whole purpose of any communication is for you to speak and for them to act, and that's what we expect, and that happens in a meaningful way when they connect with you. Most of the time when you communicate, people hear it in one ear and it slides off the other ear. It never lands in the heart. When it lands in the heart, it takes root and transformation happens. So my hope today is that I would show you how to be that communicator where people are leaning in, not because they have to, but because they choose to. Picture a cold winter night. You are wrapped in a thick blanket. Your friend starts a fire. What would you do? You're going to pull your chair and get as close to the fire as possible because it's giving you the warmth that you need. If the same fire is started on a summer day, I don't think you're going to pull the chair that close to the fire. What's the difference? If the audience are feeling cold, you know to start the fire. If the audience are feeling hot, you're probably going to hand them a cold drink. This makes complete sense. Communication also works the same way. It depends on where your audience are, and you have to understand that and speak to them in their language, in their world, before they could come to your world. We're going to talk about 5 shifts that would help to create an experience for the audience. And when you create that experience for them, they are leaning in, they are choosing to listen to you. In this video, we'll be talking about the 2 shifts, and the week after, we will be covering the other 3 shifts. Shift 1. The very first shift great communicators take is they stop speaking from their own world and they start speaking from the listener's world. I love this quote by John Maxwell. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you don't have a caring heart, you are not going to be connecting with them. And how could you have a caring heart? By asking this question, where are they at? What is keeping them up at night? And when you understand the pain points they are going through, your message will resonate. Our family loves to do hikes. There are times that we would pick a hike which has got multiple hikes in it. Sometimes there is a 5 kilometer loop, there is a 10 kilometer loop, there is a bigger 42 kilometer loop, and we decide which loop we are going to take. There will come a point where we are in the crossroads wondering, are we supposed to stay in this trail or that trail? And right there is a map. What is the first thing do you think we would look for in that map? The pin, you are here. If there is no you are here pin, it's much difficult for us to navigate that map because we don't know where we are. The map is wonderful. It's great that it shows all the trails, but it's not serving me at that point in time. The same goes with any communicator. When you understand where they are, now you could take them on a journey and take them to the destination. But if you don't understand where they are, you are just pointing the destination and they are lost. They don't know how to get there. Stop speaking from your world, get to their world and start speaking from their world. Shift to capture their attention right from the start. You are speaking in their world and now they have pulled the chair, they are staying close to the fire. How could you keep them right there and engage with them? That's what we are going to look at. We're going to look at 4 different steps you could take in order to keep them there as you are building this fire with them. Number 1 is name what's at stake. Number 2, make them feel seen. Number 3, create anticipation. Number 4, use humor. Let's talk about name what's at stake. Think about you going and watching a movie. There is a bomb there. You look at it, it's just an object. Nothing has happened to it. You're not sitting there at the edge of the seat thinking, oh my God, is it going to go off any time? No, all you're thinking of is, it's a bomb. It's an object. But then think about another scene where it's counting down the time before the bomb explodes. Now you're sitting at the edge of the seat. The hero is confused with the multiple wire and the sweat dripping on his face, and the countdown clock is going at a speed that you cannot keep up with. What happens? You're sitting at the edge of the seat. Why? Now suddenly what's at stake is clearly mentioned. Before, a bomb was just an object. Now the bomb is going to destroy the entire town. It's going to be reduced to ashes within a few minutes if the hero doesn't defuse the bomb. You see what's at stake, and if you don't paint the picture to the audience, they're not going to understand. I could come here and say, today we are going to be learning about communication skills. Or I could say, think about the conversation you're not having. Think about what it's costing you. Think about the promotion that is at stake because you're not having that conversation with your manager. Now you're painting the picture of what's at stake, what the true problem is. The listener is leaning in. Mention what's at stake. Make them feel seen. You're going to present today. You're seeing all these people in the hallway. You don't even smile. You don't say hello. You don't have any communication with them. And then you go there to the presentation deck and you are presenting. Obviously, people are like, you could help me? You don't even smile at me. They are thinking, can you truly help? Because they have never seen you interact with them. They've never seen you smile. So make sure that you always have a smile. Always ask how someone is doing if you see them on the hallway. Make people feel seen and do it genuinely. When you do it from your heart, it is seen and it comes across in a meaningful way. The next is create anticipation. You could create anticipation by first believing in the message. If I am excited that this is going to make a difference in your life, that will come through. So I need to believe in the message and what I am going to present so that the anticipation comes through. But you could also create anticipation in other ways. You could say, we need to act on it within a few minutes. Wait till the end. We are going to have a quiz and there's a prize coming. So now people are listening much more intentionally because they know there is a reward at the end. So you could create anticipation and you could keep the people engaged. In that way, your message lands properly. The last one is humor. Humor doesn't come naturally to me, so I was thinking I should skip it. I was on a mentorship call this morning, and sure enough, my mentor talks about humor and how humor releases tension. People are lightened by the conversation, they are able to receive it well. Sometimes, when you're offering something very heavy, a humor could diffuse it, and all that. And I was like, oh wow, the power of humor. If it doesn't come naturally to you, maybe you could borrow some of the humorous quotes and you could share it in your presentation to lighten the mood. If it's a long presentation, you could add some humor so that people could unwind a little bit and then get back to the content. So humor could be used in a much meaningful way. Here's what I want you to walk away with. You now know how to step into someone's world before you ever open your mouth. Once you do that, how do you keep their attention? How do you earn their attention? By naming what's at stake, by making them feel seen, by building anticipation, and by using humor. When you do that, you're going to see a huge change in the way you connect with your audience. And years from now, they would come and say, you remember the conversation that we had? It resonated with me. I changed so much because of that particular conversation. And that's what we are looking at. We want our communication to transform. We want people to act and we want to help people. And the best way to help is by getting into their world and serving them from there. I hope you found this lesson helpful. Next week, we will be talking about 3 other shifts that we need to take to create a great experience for the audience. I hope to see you there.